สวัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผมครับผม
Hello, welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We shall start with our first participant. Hasn't yet come in. Okay, our first one is Rohini from the UK. Hi, Rohini. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Ajaan. Thank you. Uh, um, I have no question for today, and I just want to pay my respect.
Everything okay? Working?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just keep practicing as Ajaan advised us to do. So,
Yeah, mindfulness.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Until,
keep research.
until you get to jhana.
Yeah, yeah. I keep reciting mantra. Namo Tassa and
Yeah,
Namo
good.
Tassa.
Keep,
Yeah. So,
keep, try to abstain from thinking as much as
yeah,
possible.
yeah, yeah. So whenever I'm not on sitting meditation, so I just either pay attention to what I'm doing or just um, uh, keep reciting mantra.
Yeah, just be merely knowing.
Yeah.
Don't
Uh,
think. Thinking is bad
yes,
for you.
yes, really helped me. Ajan's advice to change my life.
Good.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Next, Ao Sosim from Penang, Malaysia. Can you unmute your microphone?
Good evening, and Ajaan, can you hear me?
Yes.
I have no questions tonight. I'm just listening and paying respect to Ajaan.
Okay. Good to see you. Next, Kok Sing from Singapore.
Yeah, good evening, Prajan. Just like to report to you this morning, I wake up at about 4:30 a.m. and do my meditation until about 6 o'clock. Then the pain at the joint between the hip bone and the thigh bone becomes painful. So I start to use anatta. Um, and also I also try to use some contemplation thing. Uh, and after that, then the pain goes off. I mean, soften a bit. Then after that comes back again. Then I uh, use the itipiso and then and until about around 6:33 like that, then I find, oh, it's the pain is a bit too extricating, so I have to tell myself, okay, I have to stretch my leg now. Yeah, so uh, just to update Rajan on my progress.
Yes, try to stay with your pain as long as possible,
Okay.
using mindfulness like a mantra. Don't pay attention to the pain, just keep reciting your mantra or do some chanting if you like. If your mind is occupied, then the mind cannot create the dukkha or the suffering from the desire or the physical pain to disappear. And you'll find the real pain is in the mind, not in the body. The body pain is minuscule compared to the pain in the mind. If you could stop the pain in the mind, then you'll find the pain of the body endurable.
Okay. And at the same time, this morning I also contemplate that, I'm enduring the pain just like a boxer who is doing the endurance training before the going to boxing ring. So I'm doing this endurance training. So until the time when I really go to boxing ring, then I'll be ready. So in the meantime, I'm just training outside the boxing ring to until the time when I need to go to the boxing ring. So is it okay to sometimes instead of just saying the mantra, I also contemplate along this line about the boxing ring and so on?
Well, if it helps to make your mind calm, that's okay. Then it's okay. But if
Okay.
you want to contemplate that you cannot control the physical pain. They come and go as they like,
Yes. Yeah.
and you have just to learn to live with them. That's all. And if you have any reaction, then you can have dukkha in your mind. So try not to react like aversion. Don't want the pain to be around. You want it to get rid of it. Then this can cause dukkha in the mind.
Okay.
But if you say, okay, welcome to my world. If you want to be part of me, you're welcome to stay with me. When you have no aversion, then your mind will become peaceful and at ease.
Okay.
Okay.
I will try out.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Prajan.
Go to Nita and Saket from India. Which part? New Delhi?
Good evening, Ajaan. We are in Pune, very close to Mumbai.
Pune. Right. Okay.
We are doing good, Ajaan. Thank you so much for all your guidance. We really appreciate all the lessons that we've been learning from you, and our life has become much more calmer. Today, we got rid of a property which was in our name, and I feel so unburdened by it that nothing, no property, nothing material is in my name anymore. So I feel quite relaxed.
The less you have, the more peaceful your mind becomes. The less worry, the less responsibility.
Lesser responsibilities.
Yeah.
I guess become
Be a
calmer.
homeless. If you can become a homeless, you'll find life is so much less complicated. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm there yet. Being home may give me a little stress. I feel.
Nothing belongs to you.
I was actually thinking, becoming homeless is I think closely related to the parmis, the development of the parmis, and in fact, I wanted to ask you this question about how should we go about developing those parmis and making sure we reach that state where homelessness will become uh, quite peaceful.
Well, which paramis are you talking about? All the 10 paramis or just any one particular?
Um,
Dana parami, I think this you're talking about. charity, giving up your possession.
Mm.
This, to become a homeless, you have to have no possession. So you practice a lot of dana, charity.
Mm.
Only keep only what you need. Anything that you don't need, give it away.
Right. Only the four requisites.
That's right. That's the basic necessity of life.
Mm. Yes.
And then you can live as a homeless. And you can become a machi or a bhikkhuni.
Maybe.
Then you have all the time to meditate.
Yes. Yes. Yes, there is dispassion towards the material realm, and there is more peace in being at home and meditating. Yeah, that shift is there.
Yeah, just keep on practicing and you'll find that you can afford to give more away. As your mind become more calm and more contented, then you find that you need less things.
Mm.
And you find having them to become a burden. So you want to get rid of them eventually. Only keep what you really, really need. Anything else you find it useless to you. Become a burden instead of become a blessing. It can turn into a burden. Because you can have happiness within yourself from giving up, from having mindfulness, having samadhi. Just keep on practicing mindfulness and meditation. And as your mind becomes calmer, more contented, more equanimity, then you'll find that you need less things to survive, to be happy. Okay.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Yes, Ajaan, I don't have any question today. Just trying to, maybe right now it's a settling in period. So I'm trying to find time for meditating and practicing Dhamma. So sometimes there's a lot of time, sometimes there's no time at all. But hopefully in the next week or two, there will be more, things will be more settled and we'll be able to practice more. So.
Yes, sometimes you have to make the time. If you wait for the time to make itself up, you might not find it.
Yes, I will keep that in mind, Raj.
Because your defilement can lead you astray to go and do a lot of other things that you don't really need to do. So you might have to set up a time for your practice, at least an hour a day or 2 hours a day or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or else the defilement will fill up the time for you unknowingly.
Yes, yes, yes. Certainly makes sense. Yes.
Okay. By the way, does the word Saket means anything in
It means gateway to heaven,
gateway to heaven? I see.
and it is also an ancient Indian city, and I think it figures in one or two suttas.
I see. We have a temple in Bangkok called Wat Saket,
Oh,
and it's rested on a small hill. We call the Golden Mountain Temple.
Wonderful. Good to know.
Maybe it has the same meaning. I'm not sure. It's called Wat. Wat means temple in Thai, and the name is Saket. Wat Saket.
temple for the gateway of heaven.
Okay. Anyway, just just to mention it. That's all.
Certainly. Thank you so much, Rajan, for your
Okay.
guidance.
Keep
Thank
on
you.
practicing mindfulness. Okay. You cannot live without mindfulness. You can do it every day. Okay. Next, we'll go to Marsha from Ohio. Hi, Marsha. Early morning for you, huh?
Well, it's 8 o'clock, so
Not
a
too
good
late,
time,
not too early. Okay.
not too early. Yeah, I had maybe two questions today. One was if you could talk about the difference or the relationship between mindfulness and knowing, are they the same or how are they different?
Knowing is the function of the mind. The mind knows, but sometimes the mind doesn't have any control over the knowing. It can know anything. It's like a boat without a rudder. It can go according to the flow of the river, the water. Has no definite direction. But with mindfulness, it's like having a control to control the mind to stay fixed with a certain particular thing. So mindfulness is just like a controller of the mind, to control the mind to stay still in one place and not flow with the flow of the information that comes into the mind, like the thoughts and emotions and so forth. See, without mindfulness, then the mind will just flow with whatever emotion or thought that comes and go. But with mindfulness, then you can control the mind to just stay fixed. Don't flow with the thoughts or the emotions. Let the emotion go and come, and don't follow them really.
Okay. And
Is
then the
that clear?
second,
Is that clear enough to you?
sort of. And then it sort of sounded to me like mindfulness was more useful than knowing, that you could get lost in the knowing, but the mindfulness has the element of control.
Yeah, like the steering wheel of the car. Mindfulness is like steering wheel of the car. Without the steering wheel, the car just keep running whichever direction it wants to go. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
So the
So,
mind has this knowing all the time, but sometimes just know anything that comes up in the mind. Sometimes good thoughts, sometimes bad thoughts, sometimes good emotion, sometimes bad emotion. And without mindfulness, it can be taken over by the defilement. If good thought, if the defilement like, then the defilement will go tell the mind to go after these good thoughts, or have aversion for bad thoughts, for instance.
mhm, mhm.
But with mindfulness, you can tell the mind to stop going after things. When you find from wisdom that going after things can cause the mind suffering, then you want to stop it. Then when you start to have craving for certain food or certain things, and you cannot get it, it can make you feel bad. If you don't feel bad, then you have to stop your mind from craving for these things.
Mhm, mhm.
So it's a very important tool. It's a controller of the mind. You can say that.
Okay,
Controller of the knowing.
okay, okay. And then I've read in some books or heard in some talks from the Thai forest tradition where they'll mention the still point, that the mind finds the still point. And I just thought I'd ask, what exactly is that?
When the thoughts stop, see, when there's no thinking, then the mind becomes still, become one, merely knowing, without the thoughts or emotion created by the thoughts.
Mhm,
So when you use mindfulness to focus it to stay fixed on one object, such as a mantra or your breath, it cannot go think about anything. Then eventually it will stop thinking. When that stops thinking, it becomes one point,
Okay.
becomes still and peaceful and happy and
Mm.
have equanimity. That's the
So
fourth jhana. That's where the fourth jhana is.
okay. So then if you can use mindfulness and get to the still point and the jhana, then the knowing wouldn't be a problem at that point. Then you're like, then do you shift into knowing at that point?
You don't have to shift. The knowing is always there. See?
Always there.
You just want to prevent the knowing to go to be influenced by the defilement.
Okay.
You don't want the knowing to be deceived or be misled by the defilement to go after things, because things that the, the defilement want us to go after, they are all dukkha, because they are impermanent.
Mhm.
And the only place that is good for the mind or the knowing is to be still.
Okay.
Because when the mind becomes still, there's peace and happiness and contentment.
Mhm.
Then you don't need anything. You don't need to go after anything. No, you don't have to go after wealth, money, or fortune, or fame, or anything that people are going after.
Mhm. Mhm.
You can stay put and be happy.
You are the example of that, because that's what I noticed from the first Zoom. The first thing on Facebook I saw was like, I thought, man, this monk, he's just there and he's not moving. You're so clear. And the mind is still. I mean, the difference between you and us is just so big. But yeah, I'll work on it. I'll work
Yeah.
on it.
Just be mindful and stay focused on one object. Don't let the mind run around with other things that come and go. Don't go
Mhm.
chase after your thoughts or your emotions.
Mhm.
Normally, normally we go after our thoughts and emotions. When we
Yes.
have good thoughts, we want to maintain those good thoughts. And we have those good emotions we want to maintain. But then they change also, and then they can cause you disappointment and sadness.
Mhm. Mhm.
And the mind can become restless and agitated by just running after these things also.
Yes. Yes.
So mindfulness is here to stop the agitation and restlessness, to make the mind become still, the knowing to become still.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes, that is clear now. Thank you so very much.
you're welcome. Next, Intan from Indonesia. Oh, by the way, I'll go back to Masha. Did you have a second question? I forgot. Or did I already answer your second question? Okay, no problem. No need to ask any more questions. Okay, good. I'll go to Intan then. Intan from Indonesia.
Good evening, พระอาจารย์ พระอาจารย์ I reschedule my retreat to early March.
Oh, early March. Okay.
Yes. Because now I must to process my client claim.
Yeah. We have a lot of problem with people rescheduling their retreat.
Mhm.
So we have to
Mhm.
ask them to not to schedule the retreat too far away. They should only do it, confirm it within a 1 month period of time. Because if sometimes they schedule it 2 or 3 months ahead of time and then they change their mind or something happened.
Oh.
And then this causes a long process of reversal that we have to go through.
But I already changed my airplane ticket also to early March.
Mhm. So you have to be very careful because you're not telling the truth, you know. You say one day you want this thing and the next day you change your mind, you want something else. And this can be quite a problem with other people because we have to deal with many people to get the arrangement for you. So
I'm so sorry,
please be sure
Ajaan.
before you make a reservation. If you're not sure, then don't make a reservation yet.
This time I'm sure, cause why I cancel my plane? Cause when my client surgical at that time I'm sick, so I cannot process the claim. So now I need to process the claim.
Yes, I know we live in an impermanent world. So maybe next time better just to come, walk in and just let it happen, whether you have a place to stay or not. If you're not sure, if you cannot control your future, then you should not make any reservation.
Okay, Prajan.
Yeah, we have many people doing this thing. They make one reservation and then they change their mind. They want to make another reservation. Then we have to tell people who have to make the reservation. See, we're not the one who doing the reservation. We have to contact those people who make the reservation for you. So it's a long process. I'm not complaining or anything. Just letting people know that that before you make any reservation, please be sure 99% that you're gonna make it. If not, then please don't make any reservation yet. Just walk in and just let your luck. If you happen to be there here and there's room available, then you can stay. If there's no room, then maybe you can go find a hotel or somewhere else to stay until there's a room available for you. Okay, I'm not saying this to you exactly. I'm saying to everybody who's listening.
Okay, Prajan.
All right.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, good. Anything else?
No.
Okay. See you then. See you in March or maybe May or April. Who knows?
Oh, no, Prajan. Because this time I already rescheduled my airplane ticket.
I know you
I
can
also should to pay.
you can reschedule anything you want, but sometimes you cannot control things anyway. Okay.
So this time I rescheduled just for 2 weeks. So if I
Okay.
have a problem, I still can go to there.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
See you
Thank you,
then
Prajan.
whenever you come. That's why I don't like to make any appointment with anybody because they keep changing. They say they come next week and then they say, "Oh, I'm busy. I have to go do something else," and it disrupts your own schedule. You have to reschedule your own schedule to fit the schedule. See, so I avoid making any appointment with anybody. I just say, just come. If you happen to find me, fine. If you don't happen to find me, then that's okay also. Okay, because life is anicca, anatta. You cannot control it, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
Prajan.
Yeah. Next, we'll go to Marco from the Holland. Holland.
Hi, Ajaan. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I would like to report my homework and ask for some guidance, please.
Please go ahead.
I've been noticing that the work situation is affecting my meditation somewhat, and I have a feeling that I'm stuck in my meditation. And what I mean with getting stuck, I feel that I'm getting pity, like a feeling of goosebumps, which feels really good. And how do I know if I'm addicted to that and just try to find that point? Because I don't seem to appear to go further than that. So what I try to do is when that feeling comes up, to have mindfulness of the breath, go back to the breath, but the feeling just keeps going and it doesn't stop.
Just don't indulge in it. Just be merely observing it.
Okay.
And look at it as the anicca, dukkha, anatta. Sometimes it can come up, and sometimes it might not come up. Not always do. It's not always certain that you'll have it. So if you don't expect it, then you won't feel disappointed when it doesn't come up. If you expect it and it doesn't come up, then you can become disappointed.
Okay. So okay, and if it stays for a longer time, does that mean I'm indulging in it indirectly?
No. As long as you just merely know it, whether it stays short or long, it's not indulging it. Indulging is when you have expectation for it to happen. You become attached to it. That's what I'm saying. So every time you sit, you have this expectation. Well, when will I get my goosebump again?
Yeah, it's interesting. Actually, it feels like it's coming fairly easily. And what my worry is, again, then the worry gets in the way, right? But I feel that then that's such a nice feeling that I'm not progressing further. And I think that that's because deep in my mind, I want to reach first jhana, and I think that that's not the right way to do it. So I'm concerned that's the proper way, but I should just observe it. And then I think eventually that progress will be made automatically, right? If I just have that observance only when it comes up.
Yes, actually, piti or sukha that you experience is either in the first or the second jhana already.
Okay.
You have to go read in the sutta that describe the different characteristic of the first, second, third, and fourth jhana. I think it is in one of those four.
Okay. Okay. That's yeah. Okay. I'll do that. I didn't think about it like that at all, actually. So it would be strange if I'm then looking for something which have already passed and then not looking at the future, but or what comes next. But then I should go back to the scriptures to see what the next step should be. Should I change my practice, or is this practice then proper? Because then I feel I'm making progress, right?
Well, just to make you better understand what you are experiencing. See, sometimes you drive through a town that you don't know the name, so you might have to look up the map and say, what's the name of this town? That's all. Just
Yeah.
to confirm your to let you know whether you're going in the right direction or not.
That's a really good analogy. So yeah, the reason why I'm afraid is because in the past I was so convinced about certain things. I'm now afraid to be certain that I'm reaching it, but this is a good one. I'll try to find it out. And anyway, I have the feeling that practice is going okay. And I had another question regarding the Satipatthana Sutta. There's a reference in one of the scriptures that I was reading referring to the seven factors of enlightenment. Could you explain more about those?
Well, they are similar to the Noble Eightfold Path. They have mindfulness, they have equanimity, they have uh, uh, right exertion. So it's just another way of looking at the Noble Eightfold Path. But this time it comes only with 7 factors instead of 8.
Okay. But it's relating to those, and basically if they come together in the proper way, in the proper middle way,
It means
then that would...
it means you're on the path. You're on the path to enlightenment.
Okay.
Factor of enlightenment or path of enlightenment is the same thing.
It's just described differently then, but there's the same meaning to it. And one of the things that I heard as well, it's not that all the factors should be seen as having equal development, but should all have the same development reaching to the middle path. So some of the aspects that might be easier for some personalities as opposed to others, right?
Well, maybe when the Buddha gave talk to different type of people, they have different level of attainment already. So sometimes you could skip some of the other unnecessary part and focus only on the part that the listener need to know. Like the 5 spiritual difficulties. This is also the Noble Eightfold Path. You have
The
diligence,
hindrances, right?
you have mindfulness, you have samadhi, you have wisdom.
Yeah.
So you have to understand when you read something like this that they're talking about the same thing, but not completely. Because when the Buddha gave the talk to this particular person, he might not need to know the other part because he already have accomplished it or something.
Okay. Makes sense. One of the other things that I've been experiencing is that I've been realizing that I've been quite selfish with my practice, in the meaning that, of course, I'm a father and a married man, and I've been trying to keep the 8 precepts as much as possible, which is now I've kind of made a decision to do that on my own, and I'm feeling a bit guilty because of that, because I still live in the world where which I choose to be, of course, to be this husband and to also have the work. But at the same time, I'm feeling that I'm making the right progress. So I'm struggling a bit with the true attachments that are still there, and I know that I'm not ready to let them go yet. But I also know that I want to let them go, and it's a difficult.
Well, one
I
day
don't
you're
know.
gonna have to let them go because they'll go anyway, whether you let them or not.
And that's true. That's true. But that's the point where the wanting to comes in, right? So
Yeah.
is that then underlying the feeling like, okay, I know it's gonna happen anyway. Well, since it's gonna happen anyway, then why push the process? That I think that's
Letting
the
go
thing.
is to protect yourself from suffering. That's all. That's all
Yeah,
it does. Whether they go or not, you cannot control them, right?
true. That's very
Okay.
true.
So you just have to prepare your mind for that eventuality. To one day they should have to go away from you. If you're
Yeah,
not attached to them, then you will feel no suffering.
that's true. That's true. I do see the suffering in everything right now. So still
Yeah.
practicing to get out of that. And thank you, Tanajan, as always.
But don't feel guilty if you don't feel attached to them, because this is the purpose of practice, to let go of your attachment to everything. Because the cause of your suffering is your attachment to things. Once you attach to something, you want to let them stay with you forever. And when they
Yeah.
don't stay with you forever, then you suffer.
Yeah, that's the thing. That is the thing. It feels like there's this feeling that at the same time I want to let go. At the other end, I feel like the past that I've done things in the past that I want to correct, and I want to get rid of my bad karma in a good way. So I've been doing my best to kind of get rid of it, and I still feel this debt. I can't explain it. It's like I feel I have to do this practice the way I'm doing it now because I have to repay that debt somehow.
When you have no attachment, it doesn't mean you cannot live with them. You can still live with them, but without attachment. So, but you still have responsibility toward them. You still look after them, care for them with the Brahma Vihara, loving kindness and compassion. But
Yeah,
you are ready at any time for them to go away if they have to.
that's true.
It doesn't mean that once you have no attachment, then you don't have any responsibility toward them.
That's a good one. Thank you, John.
Okay.
That would be funny if that would be the answer. Oh, that was the goal. I didn't want to have any responsibility
Yeah,
whatsoever.
that should make you feel guilty, not because you don't have any attachment, but because
Thank you. I feel better now. Thank you, John.
okay.
Thank you.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll go to Kenan. Hi, Kenan. Where are you from? I forgot. From the UK, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What can I do for you today?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hi, I'm from Chicago.
Chicago. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I have a couple questions, Dr. John.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the first question is brain like a physical function of the mind?
No, brain is a physical controller of the body.
Oh, okay.
It's not part of the mind. It's the one that controls the activity or action of the body. But it's the mind who tells the brain what to do.
Okay.
The mind says get up, then the brain then send the signal to the body to get up.
I see. So if someone is like in a coma, is their mind still there?
The mind is there, but it cannot use the body because the function of the brain is not working properly.
It's not working properly. Okay, I see. And then my second question was, how does avijja arise? Like how, like where does it originate? Oh,
Avijja
that's
means avijja means no knowledge. So no knowledge doesn't arise. It's there when you have no knowledge. It means you have avijja. See,
so that's where it started, I guess, right?
there's no beginning of no knowledge. You know, because there's no beginning to the mind. The mind doesn't begin or end. See, it's something like a circle. Can you find a starting point and an ending point in a circle or not?
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Any point can be beginning and any point can be an ending, right? You just pick any point.
Yeah.
So that's the nature of things, of the mind. The mind isn't created nor destroyed. It's there. And it's useless try to find the beginning of the mind because the Buddha tried that and he said he couldn't find it. So he said it's not important to know the beginning or end of the mind because there's no such thing as beginning or ending of the mind. What we need to do is to find out the cause of the mind suffering and get rid of that.
Okay. So that's that's our focus. It's just to get rid of the sufferings.
Right. And the suffering is caused by the mind ignorant of the truth, of the Four Noble Truths.
Okay.
So you want to teach the mind the Four Noble Truths. Then it will have knowledge to deal with the suffering that it's been creating by itself all the time, the craving inside the mind.
I see. Okay. Thank you, Tanjan.
Okay, is that it?
That's all. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Cove from California. How's the Wi-Fi? Still burning?
Hi, Tanajan. I think it's about 90% contained. We had 1 day of rain, yes, this weekend, so that helped a lot.
But I heard you might have problem with mudslide now, huh?
Yeah, it keeps on going. Yeah, I guess all that debris and the air pollution has been quite bad. So yeah, trying to remember anicca
Anatta
whenever.
also, anatta, uncontrollable.
Mhm.
You cannot control nature. You know, this is the force of nature working.
Mhm. Yeah, I thank you, Tanajan. I didn't have any questions today, but hoping you're well.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Celia from Peru. Anicca, dukkha, anatta, still?
Dukkha manicca naratta. But still, yes. Even Prajan. Yeah, I've been practicing as you recommended me from last week. It's going well. So many thanks. I don't have questions. Happy to listen.
Okay. Ning, are you here? Can you hear me? No, pass Ning first and go to Justine. Hi, Justine. Is this your first time to join us? Where are you from?
Hi, Ajaan. Yes, this is my first time joining you via the Zoom chat. I previously visited Wat Yan a few years ago. So I have a few questions on meditation. So I was trying to focusing on the breathing, and the mind. I feel the mind can come down, come down to some level of samadhi, but I don't always have piti sukha, which I believe is a necessary part for first and second stage jhana. And I did try to gladden the mind, like the Anapanasati Sutta said, to lift up the mind, but that doesn't work in arousing piti sukha. I think maybe a reason is that I try to use anicca to pulling the mind to keep it from being scattered and proliferate. And I think life is short and impermanent, and that arouses a sense of urgency for me to practice. But maybe that makes the mind a little bit too sober and not happy enough. I think maybe that's why. Do you think that's the case? I mean, how do I arouse piti sukha?
You don't arouse them. you stop your mind from thinking. That's the goal of meditation.
Uh-huh.
And when the mind becomes less thinking, there's less thinking, then the mind becomes more calm and peaceful, and maybe piti will arise from there. So it's not thinking that will get you there. It's just stop thinking that will get you there. So
Right.
just watch your breath and don't think, don't analyze, don't say anything, don't use your thought at all. Just use your knowing to watch the breath.
Okay. So I did try to practice, following the 16 steps in the Anapanasati Sutta, and it talks about how you need to, experience the body, relax the body, experience piti sukha, and then experience the mind formations, calming, tranquilize the mental formations, experiencing the mind before you gladden the mind, and then concentrate the mind. And the next step would be liberating or release the mind.
This is not the way to meditate. These are the result of your meditation. What you do is just focus on your breath only and don't do any thinking or analyzing. Then all these 16 steps will come up naturally by themselves. You cannot force them to come up or set up this thing in your mind. Okay, I'm happy now. I feel released now. This is not something that you can do. It is something that result of your concentration on your breathing, on your breath.
I see.
So just watch your breath. That's all, at the tip of your nose. When the breath comes in, just know it comes in. When it goes out, just know that it goes out. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
And don't be distracted by anything that might appear during your meditation.
Is there a certain quality of the mind that I need to prepare the mind for before getting into the meditation?
Yes, just practice more mindfulness before you start meditation. You have to practice mindfulness all from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Can you do that? Just focus your mind on your body all the time. Keep watching your body activity. Don't let your mind go think about the past, the future. Just keep it stay in the present with the body. You can only do this if you're in a retreat. If you're working, then you cannot stop the mind from thinking and going all over the place. To be able to practice mindfulness, you have to be alone in seclusion and have nothing to do except just being mindful of your body.
Okay, thank you. My next question is on the four mental parts of the five khandhas. So, I believe you mentioned earlier that perception is remembrance,
Sanya.
and the sankhara is volition or thinking.
Yes.
So is analytical thinking also part of sankhara?
Yes. Sometimes sanya and sankhara works together because you have to use memory to bring some information up for sankhara to think about. So they work hand in hand, just like left hand and right hand working together.
Oh, okay. And also Vedana, is that mental or physical feeling?
Feeling that comes from the sensual objects. When you see something, you get feeling toward that from that thing that you see. Good feeling sometimes, bad feeling sometimes, neutral feeling sometimes.
And the consciousness is, I know that it's consciousness from sensual organs, but Buddha talks about six senses. So I think, is that mind consciousness also part of consciousness?
Well, you can
Mental
you
consciousness.
you can say that if you want to include it. But principally, we're talking about the five that come into the five sensual organs, the five sensual objects that is being transmitted by the consciousness, which we call vijnana. The vijnana is the one that connects the mind to the body. The mind and the body are two separate entities. and it's being connected by vijnana, or the stream of consciousness that the mind sent to it to connect with the five sensual organs, the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. So when the eye sees an image, then this image can be transmitted to the mind.
Yes.
And then when it get to the mind then start to perceive what kind of image is this. And if it say it's good image, then good feeling arise. And then you will start to think, what should I do with this good image? Or I should acquire it. So I go buy it or something, do something about it. This is how they work, the four namakhandas. First, the vijnana or consciousness connect to the body, to the sensual organs, to receive the sensual objects. Once it receives the sensual objects, then its perception or sanya will try to analyze whether this is good or bad or neutral. And then feeling will, good or bad or neutral feeling will then arise. Then sankhara will then decide what should I do with this good or bad image. Should I get rid of it or should I acquire it, for instance?
Right. So is mind consciousness also impermanent in the sense that eventually we need to become dispassionate about it and renunciate it? I mean, if
They are impermanent in the sense that they keep changing. They keep changing. You have different objects that come into contact with you. You have different sensation. You have different perception toward them. So it depends on the sensual objects or thought that you create that keep changing. It doesn't mean that they disappear or anything like that, but they just keep changing.
Okay, so should we become like disenchanted about the mind also?
We should just understand that this is the nature and don't expect them to be permanent. Like you have changing feeling all the time. But our delusion wants us to control the feeling. We only have good feelings. We don't want bad feeling. And this is the cause of the mental suffering, because you cannot control the feeling. The feeling keeps changing. Sometimes you have good feeling, sometimes you have bad feeling, sometimes you have neutral feeling. So if you want only good feeling, when you have bad feeling, then you can get suffering because you have aversion toward that feeling. So the goal is to teach the mind to understand the nature of these things and just let them be, let them come and go, rise and cease, whether good or bad or neutral. And in order to do this, you have to have a calm and peaceful mind from jhana. So you have to do mindfulness meditation to get the mind to become calm and have equanimity. Once you have equanimity, then you can then leave the khandhas alone, let them rise and cease, let them change without being affected by them. Understand?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Ajahn, my next question is about the sila. So in some occupations like farming, I think we invariably kill insects or worms. So are these right livelihood? So for example, if we stay in a monastery, we're asked to, clean maybe the monastery compound or weeding, and that also involves maybe killing, worms or insects. Is that bad karma?
Well,
Or
if you
what
kill,
would
it's
you do?
bad karma, it's bad livelihood. So you try to avoid killing in your livelihood.
Yes, but some okay, okay, um, okay. I watched your last Zoom chat, and you talked about how we need to avoid arguments with people at all cost. Maybe sometimes to just simply agreeing with them, but would that be untruthful speech if we, just promise people that we need to do something, but we actually don't want to do?
Well, don't promise then, don't say anything.
Don't say anything. Okay.
Yeah. Then you're not telling any lies. But when you say something, then you can be lying, right?
Yes. My last thing is about the question, like, you know, do you think, you know, having a child or raising up a child interfere with the practice?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
You have to look after the child all the time.
Yeah.
But you won't have time to go and meditate.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Where are you from?
I'm in California right now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Diana from Wales. Haven't seen you for a while.
Greetings, Ajaan. It's very nice to be here. It's been a bit busy and I've been struggling to slow down, calm down, and not do.
I know the holiday takes a lot of time away, huh?
Mm, mm. So I want to get back to my lovely routine of joining. Um, it's I find it really difficult, even just keeping the body still and not fidgeting, and you know, and that's a indication of the state of your mind, isn't it?
That's right. It's the mind that moves the body.
Mm, mm. So long way to go, but lovely to be here. Thank you.
An indication of your restlessness and agitation, your mental
Mm.
restlessness and agitation.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
practice mantra, recite mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, or like Sivya Chilai, Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. This can calm your mind down.
Yes, I will. I will. And more mantra, I think, yes. And stop all those pointless thoughts.
Yeah, it's your thought that cause your restlessness and agitation. So sometimes you have to stop them by reciting a mantra or do some chanting.
Mm. Thank you, I will.
All right. Is that all?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. We'll go back to Nining now. Nining, you're back.
Yeah, yeah, Achan, I'm very happy today. I'm happy every day indeed. The last 2 weeks, I taking care of my mom. She got heavy skin irritation, so I regularly put some cream in her skin. She looked so sad. Then I said to her, "Mom, you should have tools to make your mind calm and peace." And then my mom asked me, what should I do? Then I said to my mom that you should recite Buddha. Now that makes me more happier because my mom now recites Buddha every day. So at that time, I just say to myself that I become her daughter, that I'm paying the consequence of my karma, the result of my sensual pleasure cravings. I have to be patient overcoming this samsara. Is this the first noble truth, Ajahn?
Well, you can say that you see dukkha. You can see suffering from your birth, and you are paying the consequence of your birth by having to do things that you don't want to do, or meeting people, having to experience something that you don't want to experience, like looking after your mother. If you can
Actually, my
accept,
mom, yeah.
if you can accept it, then you can stop the dukkha from arising.
I can accept because she doesn't bother my practice. I mean that condition that doesn't interfere with my practice. I have no problem with most of the condition at this time. I mean at this time.
Then you can stop dukkha from arising.
Yeah, but the time I see my mom suffering, that the time that I should have upeka. I say to myself, because sometimes when I see myself suffer, it doesn't bother me at all. But to see my mom suffer, that sometimes instantly have effect. That but I have to be upeka so that I don't cry at the time. Ajahn.
Yes, you have to look at it. This is a consequence of her karma for being born. Once you are born, you will be subjected to aging, sickness, and death.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Ajahn, and thank you, Buddha, for the teaching, because that solves the daily problems very much. So I can accept everything. I mean, I learned to accept everything, even
That's
though
right.
now, yeah, even though I haven't accept all, but because sometimes I still want to cry if I see my mom suffer, but I have to be UPK like that.
Yeah, because if you cry, you're only hurting yourself. You don't change anything anyway.
Yeah, and then I make a statement like this. Mom, I love meditation. If you doesn't love meditation, we cannot meet in the next life. So my mom, oh, I have to learn meditation. Then I will recite Buddha. She tell me like that. I don't know. Is it? I mean, I shouldn't say that statement or not. But at that time, I just want to make my mom happy.
Well, you
That
don't know for sure, right, whether you're going to meet again or not.
yeah. I want to make her happy because she suffers so much, so she feel more peace and calm when I beside her and taking care of her. That's why should I say like that statement, because everything is anatta. I said to myself again that anatta is not under my control, but what done is done. Next time better. I said like that, Ajahn.
Yeah, better not say anything like that.
Yeah. Next time I will rethink about what I said.
Okay, good. Anything
Okay.
else?
No, Ajahn, thank you for the teaching. Ajahn, thank you, Buddha, for the teaching. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Next, Ricardo from Uruguay. You didn't make it last time, so you're in today early.
Good morning, Tana-chan. Very happy to be here. Last time I tried, but there were too many people, so they didn't let me in. I came too late, but I came.
Yeah.
So today, I used to go to make some swimming. Today I didn't go to the gym to do swimming. So I know it's better for my. I know I should not say soul, but it's my inner peace to be with you, with all the sangha today. So I prefer to be here. So thank you for your teachings.
Did you have any particular question today?
Many.
We'll start with one.
Okay, let's make it just a few. I mean, there's so many people. One that is worrying me about, and there's a lot of discussions on the social media, it's about Buddha and meat. Some people argue that the Buddha said that we shouldn't eat meat, but I know monks do eat meat. So some, at least I know the ones in Thailand. So I ask you, what do you think about? Okay.
Well, according to the Buddha's teaching, it's not eating meat that matters, it's killing for meat that matters. So he teaches us not to kill. Excuse me. But if there's a dead cow, you can eat the meat from the dead cow if it's not sick or diseased. As long as you don't kill the cow for meat, for the meat itself, then it's okay to eat the meat.
All right.
But it's not okay to kill or tell people to kill for you either. Now you're not supposed to go to the butcher and say, "I'd like to have 2 chicken tomorrow," for instance. You cannot do this.
Okay. But actually the Buddha never said do not eat meat, right?
No, he never said that. That's why monks are allowed to. He said there are 10 particular type of meat that monks should not eat. which they are
Pigs.
usually wild animals like snakes, tigers.
Okay.
We're not supposed to eat those type of meat. But domesticated meat we are allowed to eat. Domestic meat like chicken, pigs, and cows, fish, and things like this.
Because actually, I don't know who made it up that on the La Cabarata Sutta or something like that. They say on chapter 8, there's a sentence where he says that. I look at that sutta and he never says that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, it doesn't matter at all. What I want to report is that my practice is getting better all the time. Although I know, as you told before, that we don't have to look after anything, just keep watching and be conscious about and work on mindfulness all the time. And although I shouldn't say I am making progress, but I do I do feel that way. And that's all. And I appreciate every word that you tell some people on this Sangha, that it helps me a lot. So thank you, Tanachan.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, go to New Zealand, Anura and Ramya.
Good day in time, Ajaan. How are you?
Ajaan.
A lot of good Dhamma listening in. So, Ajaan, I have a question, Ajaan. So, I have heard about one of the Ajaans talk about emptiness. So, this emptiness comes after one's become Srimina or is part of the jhana practice?
You can have emptiness in jhana practice, but it's temporarily emptiness. You get permanent emptiness when you develop wisdom and get rid of the defilement that causing all this emotion in the mind. Once there are no defilement left, then the mind become emotionless, no emotion. Then the mind become empty. Like as if in jhana, but you don't have to enter into jhana. All you have to do is clean up the mind, clean up the defilement, get rid of all the defilement. That's causing the mind to become emotional. You have to use wisdom to get rid of your defilement permanently, because the root cause of your defilement is delusion or visha, the lack of the right knowledge, the knowledge of the three characteristics of existence. Once we see everything as having the three characteristics of existence, then we don't want to have it, then our craving for them will disappear. No defilement left.
So once the defilements are disappeared, then emptiness comes in. Is that
Yes.
correct?
We used to have the khanda, you used to have feeling, thought, but there's no emotion, no dukkha, no emotion, no dukkha in your mind. Your mind is free from dukkha. That's what it means by emptiness. It doesn't mean that there's no thought or feeling or sensation. It's still there because it's part of the mind's function.
Yeah. Okay, understood. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Empty
Okay,
of
thank you. Yeah.
empty of suffering, empty of dukkha.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all matters. Once there's no dukkha, then there's no problem. Our problem is our dukkha, and we don't know how to get rid of it properly. That's all. Instead of getting rid of our dukkha, we tend to increase more dukkha by trying to get rid of it the wrong way. By using sensual pleasures to get rid of our dukkha, and we end up creating more dukkha by using the sensual pleasure because we become addicted to the sensual pleasures, and when we don't have them, we can get more dukkha from craving for sensual pleasure and not being able to get it. So you have to use the Noble Eightfold Path to get rid of your your defilement and your dukkha. Mhm. Not the other two extreme. When the Buddha first expounded the Noble Eightfold Path, he said, avoid the two extremes, sensual pleasures and self-mortification. This thing don't get rid of your dukkha. In fact, it increases more dukkha in your mind. Okay, understand?
Okay, yeah, I understand. Thank you,
Thank you,
Tamijan.
Ajahn.
Thank you. Yeah.
Next, Lynn from Indonesia.
Simple.
Good evening, Tanajan.
Yes, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
You're back in Jakarta now?
Yes, I'm at home. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I would like to say Happy Chinese New Year first to you, if you do celebrate.
I can't celebrate as a mom.
Okay.
We just observe, we just know what is Chinese New Year, but every day is the same for us. No special, no different from yesterday or tomorrow. It's just another day.
A special day every day.
Yeah.
I would like to ask, does nimitta always appear before we get into jhana?
It can appear any time, when you meditate, when you're not mindful, your mind can create nimitta right away.
So you mean that when we are not mindful, or when we are mindful, then we can have nimitta?
When you're mindful, then no nimitta can arise. When you lapse in mindfulness, then the mind can then create nimitta, because most of nimitta come from the mind.
Okay. So it has to appear before we can get into jhanas, is that correct?
It doesn't have to appear. It appears because you don't have the mindfulness to control your mind, to prevent it from creating these nimittas. If you have mindfulness, then you won't see any nimittas in your meditation.
Okay. Because I've never seen nimittas, but I have heard so many people talk about nimittas, so I thought that I'm not on the right track.
No, it's good not to have any nimittas because they are distraction. So if you have no nimitta, then you should be thankful. You should be happy.
Okay.
Because you want to empty your mind. Meditation to empty your minds of nimittas and emotions. But some people, they cannot control the mind all the time. So whenever there's a lapse in mindfulness, then the mind can create nimittas or distraction.
That makes sense. Okay.
So if you're mindful with your breathing, then no nimitta can arise. But when you forget your breathing and you let your mind go on to think about this and that, then nimitta can come up. Or anything can come up.
I've got when I practice in meditation, I cannot focus for a long time continuously on a breath. And sometimes it takes me about 4 to 5 hours just to sit, to calm my mind down. So am I on the right track?
Well, if you can calm your mind, then you're on the right track. The goal is to calm your mind, to make the mind to become still.
But it takes very long time every time.
It means your mindfulness is very weak. So you have to practice more mindfulness before you meditate. Be mindful from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep, all day long, all day and all night long. Only when you sleep that you don't practice mindfulness.
Because I teach, so I need to solve lots of questions or teach students with the questions, so I need to think a lot during my
That's
daytime.
right. So it's contradictory. Your livelihood is not supportive of your meditative life, your meditation. So you have to become a bhikkhuni or a mechi. then you have all the time to practice mindfulness, stopping thinking.
Your advice is very helpful, which means that I'm able to fill in the gap with a mantra, like between no activities times. So I will try to recite it. So now I'm more able to sit more time for throughout the day. I can try. I spend about 3 hours a day just to do meditation. As soon as I don't have any things to do, so I will sit down and meditate.
That's good. That means you have enough mindfulness to remind yourself to meditate. Sometimes people don't have the mindfulness to remind themselves to meditate. They've been sucked in or dragged by their defilement, their craving.
Yes, that's right. That was what happened to me before I went to the monastery. So after I came back, I have the inclination to keep meditating whenever I've got the time, even though when I'm at work.
Good. You mean you're on the right track.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Sadhu.
If you're attracted to meditation, then you're on the right track. If you still have aversion for meditation, you're still on the wrong track.
Anumodana for your guidance, Ajahn. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
You're welcome. Next up, Alachita from Dubai.
Hi, good evening, Prajan.
How are you?
I'm doing well and meditating and
Mindful all day long?
not all day long. Let's just say my intention is, yes.
Mm.
And I was also listening a little bit to, yoga-related philosophy, and some of it is very helpful to also bring your mind back. So that has been good.
Good. Try to bring your mind in the present. Keep it in the present.
Yes.
Don't let it go to the past or the future.
Yes.
Because reality happens in the present. The past is already gone. The future is not here yet. So anything happens, it happens right here and now. And if you're watching, then you can control what's going on. You can control your reaction to what's going on.
And yes, I am recognizing more that anytime I'm reactive, it is all just a manifestation of some defilement. So
Yes,
that's it.
And it hurts you every time you react.
Yes.
Better just to merely know and understand that they just come and go. You don't have to do anything to them. You don't have to react to them. They come and they're already gone.
Because even, yes, the process is like just watch them and not get caught up with it.
Yeah, let them come and go. Good. This is the result of having mindfulness. The more mindfulness you have, the less you will have reaction towards things. You can just watch and say that thing comes and go. Because everything is anicca, they come and go, they rise and cease. Anatta, not under your control anyway.
It's true.
So why should you react to anything that you cannot control, right?
No. And then I just build more, raga, desha, like I'm just building more patterns of not liking and liking. So
Yeah,
I have
more
to
defilement.
more defilements. That's
Yeah.
right. Yes.
Good. You want to reduce your liking and dislike
That's it.
to nothing, just to be merely knowing.
Yes. So
Good.
yeah, I'm good
Okay.
at doing that to my
All
best
right.
ability, and I
Okay.
guess it's practice. So
Yes.
thank you, thank you, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Yes.
Next, Alfredo from Brazil, Sao Paulo. You sleeping? Can you unmute your microphone? You have to unmute your microphone first. Not unmute yet. Not unmute yet. Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry. I use a new instrument, a tablet.
Tablet. Okay.
Yes.
So how are you?
No, in Dhamma, Bante, in Dhamma.
Mindful all the time.
Yes, very mindful, very mindful.
Ubeka.
Yeah. Yes, very upeka. For Brahma Viharas, upeka, metta karuna mudita and upeka.
Yeah.
Last year I work a lot in my house, né?
Finished now?
This year, what?
Is the work finished now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
This year is more easy to study a Dhamma, né? To panha.
Good.
To investigate the Dhammas, né?
Why?
Second.
Why is it easier?
What?
What makes it easier to study the Dhamma?
I hesitate, hesitation, contemplation, and meditation. Begin to hesitation. The Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, Oada Patimokkha, Paticca Samuppada, Anicca Dukkha Anatta. My hesitation, né? My hesitation. Itipiçô, Swakato, Supatipano. My hesitation. Patimokkha is very important. I finished with Patimokkha. Sabapapassa, Patimokkha. Sabapapassa Vikaranam, Usala Supa Sampadaka, Ti Paramanta Potitika.
Okay. So you learn all the suttas. You learn all the suttas.
Yes. After contemplation. Contemplation Sati, contemplation Yonisoma Namaskara, contemplation Yatabhuta Nanadasana, contemplation supramundane levels, né, Bante? Contemplation the truth, for not forget. Only contemplation, thinking, né? Thinking, contemplation.
Yes.
And after I meditate, not thinking.
Okay.
Three areas.
Okay.
Hesitation, contemplation, and meditation.
Okay. Good.
I think, Bante, the virya is very important, né, Bante? Virya.
The what?
Virya.
Energy.
No, virya. Energy, virya.
Okay.
Energy. In Pali, virya.
Virya. Okay.
Virya.
Yeah,
It's very important.
Exertion, yes. You have to exert in your practice. Without virya, you cannot advance. The Buddha said you have to, in order for you to get rid of your dukkha, you have to use virya.
Yes.
Good. So you have to be diligent, work hard, meditate, mindfulness, and contemplation, wisdom. Anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Yes. And hesitation, né, Bante? Hesitation. In Pali and in Portuguese. I changed. Twice Pali, twice Portuguese.
Okay. All right. Is that all?
I like to recitation in Portuguese, viu, Bante? I like to learn Portuguese.
You have Dhamma translated into Portuguese?
Yes, a lot things of translation in Portuguese. There are very monks Portuguese, né, Bante? Lama Santem on Mahayana, but the basis of Dhamma is the same, né?
Yes.
Tibetan Buddhism, the basis is the same, né? Other things is different, but the base for Noble Truth.
The core of the teaching is the same. The principle is the same.
Yes, Paticca Samuppada is the base, né?
Yeah.
Anicca Dukkha Anatta is the base.
Noble Eightfold Path, same.
Noble Eightfold Path, Lama Santem, Lama Michel, very monks in Brazil. a very good monks to learn Dhamma talks.
Okay.
I think, but the person has have a Dhamma in life to practice Dhamma all life is very good, né, Bante? It's very good, né?
Yes. If you can practice Dhamma for the rest of your life, you should be enlightened soon.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, Bante.
All right. Good luck to you.
Oh, luck to you too, Bante. Luck to you
Okay.
too.
See you next time.
Next time.
Next, Levan from California.
Hi, Ajaan. I think I got the answers from your talk today. I'm trying to overcome like obstacle, like the desire wanting to be entertained, like going to my phone and like wanting to watch a movie. But I'm thinking, I just learned that I just have to be more disciplined. Um, so I won't let my defilement suck me into what the defilement wanting to do. So
Yes, you have to have discipline. You have to have resistance to your defilement. So you can use mindfulness or wisdom to teach your mind that going after your defilement can only cause you more suffering. The pleasure you get from the defilement is just temporarily, then it will be followed by suffering later on.
I like to ask, how do you overcome like boredom sometime, like in the practice?
Do more meditation, do more mindfulness.
Oh,
Just start reciting mantra or do walking meditation or something. You have to force yourself to do it because the defilement wants you to stop and create a lot of boredom for you. So then you will then eventually succumb to going after the sensual pleasures again. So you have to re-energize your practice.
yeah, I need to renew my faith.
Yeah. You can listen to Dhamma talks or read Dhamma books. Or if not, then maybe do walking meditation. Walking meditation can be not so hard as compared to sitting meditation. Sitting is harder, but walking at least you can move around, but you can still control your mind.
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn. Thank you for your teaching.
You're welcome. Next, Jason. Hi, Jason. You moved to Guatemala now? I thought you're in Florida.
Namaste Kankram. Good evening, Tanajan. I resumed traveling, and yeah, my first stop on this leg is Guatemala. So I arrived yesterday.
I see.
And I was happy to be able to attend this morning here. Can be a bit challenging traveling with time changes and such.
So what do you want for Guatemala?
So I like taking pictures, and there's a particular bird here I want to photograph, and I also backpack, and there's a volcano I've got a hike planned for, and see and experience the culture.
This is your first time there?
Yeah, first time in Central America.
Yeah,
And so it's quite beautiful. It's really nice flying in, all the greenery and the mountains, and I can see a mountain from the room I'm in, so it's quite something. Yeah, a question did arise, and I want to thank everyone for their questions, and thank you for this opportunity for us all to come together and practice and learn. A question that arose for me regarding aging parents, and my mom's been suffering for quite a while, and I sort of have a pragmatic approach where I want to be solution oriented with giving suggestions on things that might help. But I noticed with her that she's quite closed to that. She'll listen, and she might even say yes, but then I don't necessarily see her really implement anything. So I tend to try to drop little nibbles of things that might be of benefit here and there, but mostly I try to become more empathetic. Um, and I'm just wondering what you might suggest in how I might be able to further help her, given that it just kind of seems like she might hear it but doesn't really do much with it, that she's just kind of closed with it. Doesn't seem like, um, she'll really, she'll hear it, but she won't really do anything with it. And I don't know if what I'm doing is the best case scenario or if there's some other way I can be more effective. So I guess that's my question. Is there a way to be more effective in how to help others with their experience of dukkha?
Oh, you just have to let them be and let them decide for themselves what they want you to do for them. I think because you cannot read their mind, you don't know what they really want. So what you can do is just offer your service and say, is there anything I can do for you? Something like this. Don't try to push something for them to, because it's not what is good for you might not be good for them. See, you know what I mean? So be a servant, don't be a master. Don't tell her what to do. Ask her what she wants to do. Be a waiter. Would you like another plate? Would you like a drink or
Yeah.
something? Serve her.
I heard a interview with a monk, and he was talking about filial piety, and that really motivated me. And so I have been trying to do that with my parents. Yeah, so I appreciate being able to hear it from you as well, to be there for them and see what I can do to help them.
That's right. Okay.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you, Tom John. Be well. Be well, everyone.
Next, we and check from Vancouver, British Columbia.
Greetings, Ajaan.
Greetings, Ajaan. No question.
No question.
I have a questions regarding to enlightened beings, like the working of their mind, like dependent origin. So Tan Ajahn, like for enlightened being, so when they have contact their feelings, but they don't cling and they don't attach, right?
They don't react. They don't react with craving, with attraction or aversion. They're just merely knowing.
Merely knowing me, is it because of their mind, like content, feel content?
Content, and also knowing that by reacting is hurting the mind itself. See, when you react. When you react with emotion, if you react with cravings or aversion, then you're hurting your mind.
So this go back to the wisdom that they have developed in
Yes,
their mind.
yeah, that having craving is bad for the mind. Every time you create craving, you're causing dukkha to arise in the mind. So if you don't want to have any dukkha in the mind, you don't react with craving. But unenlightened person will usually react with craving, right? Craving for this, craving for that, craving to be or craving not to be. The best way to react to everything is just to be merely knowing, not reacting with any craving. Then there will be no suffering arising in the mind. No stress, no anxiety, worry.
So merely knowing, okay.
But for ordinary people, if they experience some good feeling, they will start to have craving for more, right?
Yes.
And if they're experiencing some bad feeling, they want to get rid of it right away. And this can cause the mind to become stressful when you cannot do it, or sad or disappointed. When you want more good feeling and you cannot get it, then you become disappointed, you become sad. When you want to get rid of the bad feeling and you cannot get rid of it, then you become stressful. But if you just don't react, then you do remain calm and contented, happy. But the problem is you have to get to that point firstly, where you can remain calm and contented. And this is this is what you have to do with the practice of mindfulness and jhana to get to that point. Once you get to that point, then you can apply the wisdom, teaching the mind how to react to things, to be merely knowing. Don't react with any emotions or love, hate, fear, or delusion, or cravings.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So for us, it's just like a feeling arises, then we just budo. But this is just very temporary.
Yes, if you don't have wisdom, Bhutto can stop your mind from reacting temporarily. But if you have wisdom, you say by reacting, you're creating dukkha in your mind. So you don't want to react. Like every time you react with craving, you're really hurting your mind. Like hitting your head with a stick every time you crave for something.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, clear. Thank you, Ajahn.
So this is what you want to do, to practice, to make the mind calm and not reacting by the practice of mindfulness first and meditation. Once you get the mind to be calm and not reacting, when you come out of meditation, when the mind starts to react, then you use wisdom to teach the mind not to react.
Yeah, okay. You all go back to wisdom, yes.
Even Four Noble Truths and the three characteristics of existence. Okay.
Yes.
Anything from you, Jack?
Oh, thank you, Ajahn. Thank you for your teaching.
Okay.
No reaction.
Go to Viona Charlotte from Surabaya, Indonesia.
Padamitan Ajahn, I want to ask, I have heard that every second we create good karma or bad karma, except when we sleep. However, I also heard that sometimes we create something like great karma, which is neither good nor bad. Can Ajahn explain which one is true, or how we should understand this?
Well, when we are awake, we tend to do all sort of karma. It depends on what we come into contact with. Sometimes we do good karma when we see a person who needs help and you give that person help. You're doing good karma. And sometimes you feel angry and you start to shout and hurt other people, then you're doing bad karma. And sometimes you're just doing things for yourself, like going on exercise. This is neither good nor bad karma, neutral karma. So you do these three types of karma all day long, depending on the situation. But if you have the knowledge of which action is good and which action is bad, then you can stop if you're going to do some bad action. And if you see that a situation requires that you do good action, then you push yourself to do it. Then you can make yourself do more good action and do less bad action. So you have to be mindful to know this, because before you do anything, you have to think first. And if you're mindful, then you can think what your mind is thinking. So if your mind want to go hurt somebody, then you can stop it from doing. And if the mind wants to go help somebody, then you say, "Oh, this is good action." Then you encourage it to happen. Eventually, you can then stop all bad action and do only good action in your life. Then you will reap the good result from your good action, which is peace and happiness, not dukkha or stress, which you will get from your bad action. So you need to be mindful, and you need to have the wisdom to know which is good action, which is bad action. You know what is good action, generally speaking? Any action that can make other people happy, this is good action. Any action that hurt other people, then this is bad action. So try not to hurt other people. Try to help other people, make other people happy. Then you only get good feelings. Every time you do good action, you feel good. Every time you do bad feeling, you feel bad. So it's your action that is the one that causing all this good or bad feeling to arise in yourself. Okay,
Yes, Ajahn.
is that all?
Yes, that's all. Thank you for explanation, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Diana from Canada.
Namo Buddhaya, Ajahn Suchart.
What's the name of the town again? I forget. Happy City?
King City.
King City. Okay, King City.
King City.
Okay. Sorry, my memory is not good.
No, you speak to so many people,
Mm.
and we are so far away. So yes, thank you so much. I made some progress in my meditation by keeping my body more still.
Yes.
Yes, and I think every other time I saw that the mindfulness was changing, because I thought, okay, I made a decision and it will happen like that, but then suddenly I got my body move without my awareness. But then nothing I could do that time. I just keep it still again and keep meditating.
Mm-hmm.
Then about I was keeping with the breath, and when the thoughts were coming, and if my breath could not keep them away, I used Buddha. Then when I was aware that the thinking was manageable, I came back to breathing. Sometimes I would catch myself thinking and then I would return. But something happened with the thinking. I had a question about, like, the thinking turned good. Like, maybe that's what I want to ask you about. Like, I was breathing and then the awareness came that, oh, this is a nature. This is the changing nature. Like something inside I would be aware of, like some expanding sensation, or the breathing would quicken or something. And then there was like a thinking of a nature. Is that okay? Or is that the thinking that I want to stop also?
Yeah, you want to stop every thinking.
So the thinking was tricking me.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you meditate, you want to stop all thinking. You don't want to analyze anything at all. Only when you come out of meditation, and if you want to analyze with wisdom, then you can do that afterwards. Because if we think during meditation, then your mind will never achieve calm or become still.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. but I felt and I experienced quite content with my sitting practice, because then it felt like more like when I used to meditate a lot, like that kind of feeling of
But
content.
there is more to go. There's more to do. You haven't
Yeah.
reached the final destination of your meditation practice yet. So keep on focusing on your mantra, on your meditation object.
Mhm.
Don't think.
So after my meditation time is complete, previously I was in this routine that I would do a little bit of metta practice, like the four sublime state, but but then now I'm wondering, because this week I've noticed I didn't leave any time for contemplation. Should I leave some time for that before jumping onto like daily chores?
Well, contemplation of the sublime state is just to remind you how to react to people when you are meeting them. That's all. If you already know, then you don't have to. But if you don't, then this is just a reminder. You're supposed to be kind, be forgiving, making people happy. This is the chant that you chant about the sublime states.
Mhm.
So to remind you that when you meet people, you should be nice to them, be kind to them. You should be helpful. You should make them happy.
Mhm.
But
Yes,
if you already know this, then you don't have to chant.
I know this, but sometimes when they do something I don't want, then I try to get them to do what I need them to do, but then I realize that, oh, I need to accept it. But in that moment, I don't experience metta. I'm still experience like aversion. So then I do like a review to remind myself to build the muscle or the skill or something like that.
Yeah, you can do that if you like.
So then the question is, then after that, I can do like the contemplation of anicca, dukkha, anatta, or just leave it, or like I'm just wondering where's the time for the contemplation? Like I need to spend some time for contemplation.
All day long when you're not meditating, anytime, right now, you can contemplate.
Yes, well, that's the thing, because if I am shifting to chores, then the time for or the thinking for work or the chores, then the contemplation, like that takes it's like two things.
You can contemplate on the chore that you're doing. This is anicca also. You're not
Okay.
gonna do this chore all the time.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure how to combine it. Okay.
You can apply anicca, dukkha, anatta with every activity that you do.
Okay, so instead of in my sitting practice, I do it like all day long and in any
That's
time.
right. When you see anybody, you say, this is anicca. You don't see this person all the time. In a few
Right.
minutes, he'll be gone or she'll be gone, and you meet something else. Keep things up. Everything keep changing all the time. You can contemplate on the actual thing that's happening right there in front of your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
To teach your mind to let go of your attachment to these things that come and go.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, okay. So then in that way, I've made some progress in my life too, like being able to attach, not by trying to detach, but more just making space by just by making space and not controlling it, like not trying to
That's
manipulate.
right. You can see every time you see something, you say, this is anicca, anatta.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um. Yeah, with my daughter, I realized and I became aware that it's still like difficult for her to do the breathing. I give her time to do the breathing, but I realized she's not really understanding the breathing. So today I switched it to some chanting, which she learned at the monastery.
Yeah, she can chant the sublime state also. That's a good chant
Oh,
for
the
her.
sublime chant. Okay,
Yeah.
the Metta Sutta.
Yeah, Metta Sutta.
Okay, Okay, we listened to it, but she hasn't really been able to pronounce it. But I did the iti piso Bhagavato, like that one she knows.
That's good enough also. That's good also.
Yeah.
Any chant is good if she can chant, because then it will take her mind away from her thoughts. Instead of thinking about this and that, she has to think about her chant instead.
Yeah, because I've noticed that she would pretend like she is breathing. But maybe she's thinking something else, because I would question her, or if she's listening, I would question her, okay, can you repeat what was said? And she's like, oh no, I forget, but that was like a second ago, which was she was not with mindfulness. And my question for life is, okay, for food, I wanted to ask you a question, because here in North America, we have a lot of foods that has been genetically modified, which means if you consume them, they don't really digest properly. So like your body is trying to digest and absorb it, but it's not really digestible or absorbable. And I've changed my food intake, because turns out my family is very prone to this kind of process. Like for my mom and my grandmother, like with these kind of foods, the internal organs get damaged after some time, and it's not something that can be fixed by operation or something. They just remove the organ, that's it. And then now that I watch my mother struggling without those organs. So my question is, I understand that, we are all going to die and all those things, but I don't really, I am quite attached to now not buying those foods. And I know sometimes that, I become relaxed and I accept food from someone or eat it when there is no, and then in the evening, both we have pains because we are not really able to digest it. So then I make a commitment, okay, it's better we just, go, just wait, just withhold, not given to the food craving just because somebody offer it. And then my question for you is like, where is the middle? Is there a middle way? I feel like I'm just going back and forth and doubting how important it is.
Well, the middle way is do what you can, see. That's the middle way. If you cannot do, then you just don't do it. That's all. Do what you can. If you can choose, choose. If you cannot choose, then you just have to take whatever you're given.
Well, we also have a choice to like maybe not withhold, but just what's the word I'm looking for? Like refrain. We have a choice to refrain, right?
Okay, that's a choice you can take. If you can refrain, you refrain. But sometimes you may not be able to refrain because maybe due to the social circumstances that requires that then you have to compromise. You have to modify your.
So is it okay to compromise a little bit, but then?
Yeah, that's what the middle way is. Not too strict and not too relaxed. Somewhere in between. Depends on the situation.
But then, like on our own, then we can just maintain.
That's right.
Good for us, because it's really hard to like if we participate in a monastery program, everybody's giving and they give us so much goodness and love. It's really hard, like not to take food, and just like we went to monastery yesterday for some English sale, so then it was like some samosa was being offered, so I allowed my daughter to benefit from it. And okay, so we'll just keep the middle pathway.
Yeah, you have to know how to when to refrain and when not to refrain. You just have depending on the situation you're in. You don't want to hurt other people, but also you don't want to hurt yourself. So sometimes you have to strike a balance between these two.
Yeah.
If it really is gonna hurt yourself, then if you have to hurt people in order to protect yourself, you might have to do it. I mean, don't actually hurting them by hitting them or anything like that.
Exactly.
And by not doing what they want you to do sometimes.
Yes. So one more success I had, remember, like some time ago, I was really struggling with providing like enough social entertainment for my daughter and things like that. So I was able to pull away a little bit, and you know what? It actually didn't feel bad. It didn't feel bad not to participate in this event and this event. So now we made more time to participate in Dhamma event.
Good.
So in case this might be, because nobody really has those answers for us as parents too much, how much like should we allow our children like just to try everything on their own, or do we guide them and say this is the good investment for the time?
I think you worry too much. Why not just be normal and just do things normally?
Say it again.
I mean, you might expect too much for your child, and then this can cause you a lot of confusion, how much you should do this or that. Why don't you just act normally and do like everybody else doing?
Well, then there would be like no room for Dhamma. Like it was so hard to make that space on the weekends, at least, because like all that parents do on the weekend is just entertainment and birthday party, and like just no space for anything.
Okay, then you do whatever you can do, see.
Yeah. Okay, but I will try to do the first thing that you suggested, sometime to experience this also.
Sometimes you have to try things out and see whether you're doing too much or doing too little.
Okay. I will listen this point again to make sure I heard you right. Okay.
Yeah. You have just to try things out, whether it's good or bad. Sometimes you don't know whether it's a lot too much, maybe it's too much or maybe it's too little. You don't know this until you try it and see the consequence of this action, whether they're good or bad.
Yes, that's what I tried to do for the summer. I tried to just go ahead and try it, and then what ended up happening is all this entertainment, it's not free. You need to pay for it. That means it's less gas, but to get to monastery, for instance, it takes gas money, right? And we don't want to come empty-handed for monks, so that also is money. But if we spend that budget on a ticket, right, on a ticket to see the show with her friends or something, then that means that month we don't have access to the Dhamma program. So it's like if there was budget for both, maybe it'd be easier for me to just relax more. But because you're right, because I'm worried and tensioned because the budget is limited, then I need to kind of choose more. But I think that this last time I went, I just let go more about what the consequences would be. And in the end, it was actually, more children came, she had more company. And maybe it's a niche changing. Okay, I will keep experiment more to find out.
Okay.
Thank you,
All
Bhante.
right. You're welcome. Next, Pia and Indira, also from Canada, from Toronto.
Good morning
Good
from
morning.
Toronto, Ajaan.
Good morning to you.
Ajaan, I have a question that is from a good friend. She asked us, so we didn't know how to answer. We thought we'll ask you. She says she can't do ever like breath meditation. Anapanasati, she tries so hard and she can't do it. So a monk has told her to do, like she says she can do asubha like all the time. She does asubha all the time and she says she's very happy doing asubha. But she asked us whether that is enough for her to like go on the path. But like from what I know, I said you have to do breath meditation too. So what do you think, Ajaan?
It depends on how she does with the super meditation. See, if she use one part as like using a mantra, then that can calm her mind. Like if she can just imagine the skeleton, for instance, and then imagine the skeleton in her mind and maintain that image in her mind, then her mind can become calm, like watching the breath.
Okay. Okay.
But I think she contemplates
She
on
contemplates
32 parts.
32
Then
parts.
that's more for wisdom, not for meditation.
Exactly. That's what I thought. Because she says she's happy.
Then she cannot get into jhana, but she can be happy by contemplating these 32 parts, because it can reduce her sexual cravings, and might make her mind become more calm that way.
Okay. But she has to get to breath meditate. That's what I told her somehow. Like
if she wants jhana, if she wants to enter into jhana or samadhi, she needs to just focus only on one object, not several objects at the same time. Because she's thinking, see, when she contemplates, she has to use her mind.
Yes.
And when you practice meditation, you want to stop the mind from thinking, from using her mind.
Absolutely, yes.
So she has to focus only on one object of the body.
Okay.
Skeleton or whatever that is suitable for her.
Yeah. Because I told her Buddho, that also she tried, she can't. So many things. Then I also said, but Ajahn Brahm says, like, I'm happy to be here, I'm kind to myself, and I'm not looking for anything. That also she says doesn't work. So, okay, I will tell her, Ajahn, thank you so much.
Now
Thank
to
you.
choose one particular organs of the body.
Okay.
And then stay focused with that object only. Don't go to other objects. Don't go to other parts.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Okay.
Ajahn.
How about you, PL? Anything?
No questions. No, thank you.
Okay. No comment either, huh?
Comments are there, but I don't know if you have time.
Well,
lot of people
briefly.
Okay, about the
Right.
karma, you talk about the 4 types. Somebody asked about a question about in one sutta, Buddha talks about 4 types of karma: the dark with dark results, bright with bright results, mixed, right, bright and dark with mixed results, and finally karma that ending karma. So karma that ending karma is the Noble Eightfold Path. At the end, I think the culmination is sati, samma, samadhi, and the wisdom. So finally you end the karma. So it's an activity which leads to end of activity.
Yes. And that's the karma we want to develop, right?
Yes.
The practice of the Noble Eightfold Path.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Anything
Thank you
else?
so nice seeing
No,
you.
that's it.
That's it. Thank
Okay.
you. Seeing
Next.
you and listening to you, that makes us happy. Teran Saranai.
Okay. Next, Philip from Malaysia. You switched to your computer. I saw you earlier with your handphone, huh? Philip, can you hear me? Can you unmute your microphone? I think he freezes. Okay. I'll go to Tommy first. Hi, Tommy. Can you hear me, Tommy? Okay, good. Go ahead.
That was good.
Your voice come on and off.
How about now?
We have problem with your voice not coming on and steadily.
Is it coming through?
Off and on. Yes, just came on just now. Can you continue on speaking?
What's that?
Just keep on speaking. See if we can hear you what you want to say.
Okay, I wanted to relate an experience I had in meditation.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was practicing the other day. It was the 50th day that I was keeping 8 precepts, and the hindrance dropped away, and the mind become very malleable. And it's like, if I want more pity, I can focus on the parikarma and more pity come up. If I want more sukha, I focus on the parikarma and bring more sukha up. It's kind of like the radio in the old car where you have the volume and you have the tuner, and you can play with the knobs. And then the mind, it starts to expand and it go deeper, and there's no more thinking. And then it finished, and I go out on my walking path and start going through the 32 parts. And I get to the skeleton, and the mind become really interested in the skeleton. And I'm just walking back and forth, and I feel like the earth element and the hardness. And then the perception change. And then I see myself like a skeleton just walking back and forth. Like I'm in a robot or something, just like observing it. And then I kind of look out at the stars in the night, and I start contemplating about thinking like I'm just the chitta suspended in like infinite space. And then I thought of this teaching of Langpo Panya. He says the world is an internal thing, like the senses and what's out there we don't really know. And I was wondering if you had any teachings about this. The world is an internal thing. I don't quite understand it. Like I understand a little bit, like the light coming into the eyes and the sound is created in the ear, but I don't really understand the whole of it.
I think it means everything happens in the mind. See? Everything is drawn into the mind, and it's the mind that is sort of experiencing everything inside the mind. So, but it's not important to understand this thing. What's important is how to get rid of your defilements in order for you to be free from suffering, from mental pain. Okay, what you've been doing is good. Your mind is not going after any sensual pleasure. Your mind is now evolved around the Dhamma, which you should encourage you to do more of it, to do more of it.
What's some good questions to ask when doing the body contemplation?
Is it anicca or not anicca? Is it atta or anatta, for instance? That's the three characteristics. The question, is it dukkha or not dukkha? Is it anicca or not anicca? Is it anatta or not anatta? Then you can find the answer that to be the body is actually anicca, dukkha, anatta. Because anicca means the body keeps changing all the time, from birth to death. Yeah. The body keeps changing. Anatta, you cannot control the process. It's anatta, it's not you. It doesn't belong to you, not under your control. If you want to control it, you can get dukkha, because you cannot control the body. Like when you don't want the body to get old, get sick, or die.
Okay, I see.
Understand? Can you hear me, Tommy?
Okay, we lost him
I
now.
think your connection is not good.
Yeah.
I'll wait for a few more seconds. Well, if you're not back, I'll go to Philip first. Philip, your turn.
Hi, Ajaan.
Yes, how are you?
I'm good. Greetings, Ajaan. I'm just here listening and paying respect and sending greetings to everyone.
Yeah, so you came in early on, but then you went out, huh? Change
Yeah,
your...
because the handphone battery was low, so it just got cut off.
Mhm. Okay, so you're doing well, no question.
no questions. Yeah, practice is doing well. Continuing my practice on a daily basis.
Okay, good. Don't stop until you become enlightened. Okay.
Yes, I will strive.
All right.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Next, we'll go to Kunju for a question from email.
Namaskaran,ท่านอาจารย์ค่ะ. We have 6 questions and they're all from the assistant Gmail account. The first set of questions are from Yeti. Question 1, is sleeping on a mattress on the floor on second level considered as breaking the 8th precept, or do I have to sleep on the first level?
I'm not sure what the first and second level is he talking about. Could
be the floor, like first floor, second floor?
Well, the goal of sleeping on the floor is to prevent you from sleeping too much. If you're sleeping on a mattress, it's comfortable. When you wake up, you don't want to get up. You want to continue sleeping. But if you sleep on a hard floor, when you wake up, you don't want to continue sleeping because it's not comfortable. That's all. That's how you should look at this precept.
Is it okay if I chant Om Tare Tu Sova instead of Buddha?
Anything, you can chant anything as long as it can calm the mind down.
How do I avoid killing ants during dishwashing? I found it's not easy not to kill them since I almost do dishwashing every day.
Go wash somewhere else, wash in the toilet.
Okay. While meditating, I sometimes can lift my left shoulder naturally because it's so relaxing. Is that okay?
No, when you meditate, you don't want to move your body at all.
The next set of questions are from Sarasi from Switzerland. Good evening, Ajaan. What is the difference between right mindfulness and right concentration in the Noble Eightfold Path?
Right mindfulness is to be constantly mindful of a particular object, such as a mantra of your body movement. This in order to prevent your mind from thinking. This is called right mindfulness. Right concentration is to enter into the fourth jhana, when the mind becomes still, peaceful, and happy.
And her next question was, does concentration mean enter into jhana here?
That's right, the fourth jhana.
The next question, can we develop right concentration even without jhana?
Well, when you don't get jhana, you don't get right concentration.
That is all, Ka.
Okay. So you cannot avoid the fourth jhana. You have to get there. And it's not that difficult if you just practice a lot of mindfulness and be patient when you meditate. Don't think, don't expect to get to the result, because as soon as you expect, you're thinking already and you'll stop getting there. So don't expect anything when you meditate. Just focus on your meditation object, whether it's a mantra, Buddha, or watching your breath. That's all you need to do. And whether you get there or not, that's up to your mindfulness. All right? I think that's about all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for your company. I hope this meeting is helpful and can assist you in your path to enlightenment. In the meantime, please stay mindful, stay safe, be mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
สาธุ
สา
เจ้า
ธุ
ค่ะ
สาธุสาธุ
Thank you,
Ajahn.
Ajahn. Teruan Sarana.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amin. Good night, Amin.